Coach, thank you. Well, you folks at home can see the evidence. Snow and supposedly a few inches yet to fall here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
We play to win. Let's go!
Mike, ha ha! Lady!
Mike.
Hey, check.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
You gotta get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
A first carry for Wendell Smallwood. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he gets this one down to the 24. And he is finally taken down, but not before he gets it to the Eagles' 24. They had trouble stopping the run last week in a loss, and here it rears its ugly head early.
You're supposed to try and get your confidence going after a loss like that where you gave up big yards running the football. This is not the way to go about it. It looks exactly as it did just a week ago.
Now a run with Edwards. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. So a designed run last play, now Dalton to pass. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
But they took the shot, didn't get it, and there's definitely a difference here because they had a chance to get 7, maybe 8 if they pushed it. Instead, they'll likely settle for 3.
Yeah, opening drive, holding them to 3, psychologically maybe a win for the defense. And Bullock missed it. No good, wide to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders.
Go, run!
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
120!
You.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Let's go.
The mic, 45's the mic. Hey!
Wentz now on 1st down. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A good pickup there, a 22. In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think inclement weather plays to their advantage because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
Check, black.
Wentz now on first down. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, his 21st touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
All day, baby, let's go. Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go. Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
All day, defense, all day.
First down, a run with Smallwood. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after 1.
Check. 53's Mike.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
Mike. 53, Mike. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Got his man. It's Eifert. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
61, matchbox lights.
53's the Mike. 53, check 53. It's gonna be a long day for you.
Yeah, 5-6.
Let's go.
Hey, exit.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
They gonna need some therapy after this.
53's the Mike. 53's the Mike. I got wide.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So it's a second missed field goal here in this first half. He'll have to think about that going forward. Maybe time for a little soul-searching as well.
Yeah, the head coach might be looking towards the heavens because you wonder if this will affect the 4th down decision-making going forward. If you get 4th and 3, 4th and 4, situations that used to be calls for the kicker might get a second thought.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Right back to Sanders on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Great 15. Check Mike 15. Hey, wahoo. Check Mike.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wentz. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
Here we go. 120.
Come on.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Throwing is Wentz. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Mike. Here we go.
On 2nd down, Smallwood. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Listen, hot, B18!
Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run.
Listen, hot.
10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Let's go.
But when we go back to our conversation with the defensive coordinator, that type of a play was not a surprise to him. He expected trickery in this game, yet somehow his defense, they still took the cheese and got caught in the mousetrap.
Here's Smallwood. He's got it on the draw. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Listen, hot, lead!
It's coming this way, here we go,
Let's up.
On second down, Smallwood. Room to run inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
53's Mike.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball
Let's
game.
go, baby.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, tight.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left.
What we got?
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. John Ross, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes the score 14-7. Now Bullock will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Bring it up.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Here we go.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
Here we go.
1st and 10.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
82-40.
45.
Throwing now is Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 12-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
53's Mike. Check, 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 check.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. He's got daylight. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now this time he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Let's go now. 10 Lobo.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
Go.
Go, 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 run.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gator.
Mike, I got you. I got you, son.
Hurry, hurry. Get it.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5, as he's taken down right at the 20.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. To throw is Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Wide.
On first down, it's Sanders. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Shotgun now for Wentz. And that is incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on fourth down.
45, 45. Mike, 45.
Don't let him.
Here we go on fourth down with Wentz. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
54 is Mike.
Fast it.
Watch 54. Watch 54. I got you. I got you.
Protein spill.
You got right there.
A quick throw now complete to Ross. And a nice spin into some open field. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. John Ross with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And the kick is no good, but there are flags behind the line. He's going to get bailed out. I think this is going to be a roughing call. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On second down now, it's Sanders. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On third and long, it's Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback. They do go for it. It's Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. On first and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Letting one. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. Andy Dalton with his third touchdown pass of the game. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. And let's count them up now.
Just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Sean Wilson on the return. The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Go.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
Check 26, check 26.
Another run here with Sanders. And he's got room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Don't get nervous.
Whip. Watch the whip.
They'll run on first down. Sanders, he'll get only a couple down to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 26. A first carry for Elijah McGuire. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
On second down, it's Sanders. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 17. Now Wentz. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up fourth down.
They dialed up the blitz on third down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. They'll run for it with McGuire, and he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Check. Here we go. 53 to Pittsburgh. Check. 53's Mike. You don't want none of that.
On 3rd and short, they'll try option left.
Run.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Check curls.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready. 60 yards. Check 53.
368.
I got you, son. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Hands up. Lead.
53 is the mic. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Stop.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, baby.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. 3rd and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction. Dalton going deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season as his guys continue to pour it on. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This will be taken short. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line.
Let's go.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16.
Target. Joker.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Carl Lawson, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Now Wentz, and that will be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And not the result they were hoping for there, at least in terms of the kick team, as that'll get out of bounds at just the 35-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 14. Andy Dalton. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he slides to avoid the hit. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wentz going to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it. And I think the ball's out, and the Bengals grab it. They find some open field here. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Pilot, 6
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
A 3-yard loss on the play. It's 4th down.
Tokyo! Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Wentz going to go on 4th down. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
On the set, recon, 132 fighter. Hey, Delta. Hit it.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Ready.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Check 53.
Topper.
Coming after you.
Lead grip.
And now he'll tuck it and run. Down the numbers. There he goes. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners
Yeah.
who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
At their own 16-yard
Here we
line.
go. Blue 80.
Check 43. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming.
On 1st down, it's Sanders. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20.
That's it, baby.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Cincinnati, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the season is really nosediving now as they fall to 2-12. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Jets.